Hello, 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 everybody. This is Claricia Myers coming to you live from Richmond, Virginia.
And good evening. I'm Roland Myers, her husband.
Yes, today's been a very, very rainy and cold day. I can go ahead and tag you, Roland. Yes. Did I do that? Yes. So we're addressing spiritual entrepreneurs, people who believe that they have a special purpose, and then they're not content and just sitting by and letting life go by. They are on a mission to fulfill that purpose.
To contribute.
Contribute. Hi, Ashley. Glad that you can join Roland and me. And, well, hi, Charles. Glad that you can join us. Well, today I'm going to talk a little bit about my book. It's very close to being released. I don't know the date because there are a few little things that they still need to do, and then when I know, I surely will let you know.
Your book is your business.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so, what's special about this book? Well, let's see. There's quite a few people have come on. This is Ray? Is that Ray Lake? Could be a cousin of mine. Who knows? And Conrad, glad that you can join us. And yes. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the book. I told you, I think it was last week, I spent a little time telling you about the book. I'll just show you another picture here. Those of you who live in the islands, you might know about the aloe vera plant, the aloe plant. So has lots of medicinal properties. And so the story not only helps to guide students in terms of helping them learn to listen, because listen to anybody, if they're parents, and there are benefits in listening and following directions.
Yeah.
So this is something that will help see the benefits of being a good listener and following through. Not only that.
Well, I had a question for you.
Okay.
Well, I've noticed with this book you have an activity packet. Why did you include an activity packet with this?
Well, initially I had thought of making it separate. I was going to have the activity packet like a workbook to accompany the book. But since this is the first, the editor suggested just putting the activity packet in the back of the book. And being former school teachers, the number of, I don't know if I show it up here, it might be backwards, but I don't know, hold it. There are short answer comprehension questions. I think it's showing up backwards. There are cause-effect relationships. These are all things that help you with comprehension. And children need to understand the relationship, cause and effect. Something happens and it causes something else to happen. And any opportunity to help them to practice this is very good. Yes.
Oh. So reading comprehension, that's a big ticket item that you're after.
Yes.
In these stories.
Yes. They're excellent to be used for like home study or students who are being taught at home. It reinforces the skills that's being taught in schools and skills that they will need for critical thinking. There are story elements. I don't know if I could pull that up. I think every time I show it, it might be backwards. Story elements. It's kind of a little small. This is just my little copy, but it'll be I think like 8.5 by 10. I think that's the size. Yes.
Yeah, that's very, very valuable because I'm sure most of the children in the country, they're under the SOLs and the standards of learning. And in the spring, I guess it depends on what part of the country that you're in, there is these tests that you need to take. It determines, how the student is doing and then how well the school district or the school is teaching your child. So this will make excellent practice for that.
And, that's in Virginia, we have the SOLs, but every state would have their own type of testing. Yeah. And also, it helps to educate the child to what's out there in terms of building vocabulary, say like the aloe vera plant, the medicinal purposes. So the book teaches about health, so that you can use it in cross-curricular activities, in science, if you're learning about animals, reptiles, and plants, things like that.
Outstanding. Yeah. Well, I mean, would you recommend others that are writing books to have such a setup?
Well, I don't know what other people do, but being a teacher, especially when students are reading a book and you want to extend the activities, extend the teaching or the learning, instead of having to go here, there, and pulling resources from everywhere, I thought, why not have resources attached to the book, and everything, including like homophones and building vocabulary, everything comes from the book. So they use the book as a resource to go back and find, and prove answers.
Okay, outstanding.
And I want to say something too. A lot of times when students take tests, the teacher always will come up with a question and then the multiple choice responses. But I want students to be able to they come up with their own questions and their own multiple choice answers. So it forces the child to think in more than one dimension.
I see. I think in Virginia we call that rigor.
Yeah.
You want rigor.
Yes.
As education. All right, good.
So of course I started it off, for them, some examples, and then, we all know that when you read a book, when you're summarizing the book, you ask questions like, the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why, and then of course how. So we have some of that in there, so that the child can engage with the text.
Right.
Because they have to now come up with their own questions, beginning with those 5 W's and the H, how.
Well, these workbooks, are they going to be, students going to be able to write in them? Or
well, if someone purchases the book, they can actually write in the book, should be able to, but to preserve the book so it can be used, especially if you have several siblings in a family. This way they can do the activity on their own paper and not write in the book, because this way you can get more life out of the book.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, what was the age level again?
The age level, okay, that's right. This is really geared for like 2nd grade, even though they may need a little assistance, but through maybe 6th grade, because the vocabulary builder activities, many of the exercises, the assignments in here are geared. It's good for reinforcement as well as introducing new skills, especially if they've not covered that in class.
Well, I've kind of noticed from kindergarten to 3rd grade, the students are learning to read. But after 3rd grade, they're reading to learn.
Exactly.
So this book kind of fits both of those categories.
Yes.
Yeah, so very, very valuable.
So
In other words, you get more bang for your buck.
That's right, you do. And there are over 14 different activities in the book that would be very valuable.
Wow.
Yeah, over 14 different ones. And these were activities that I created to accompany the book, which would also reinforce what they're learning in school.
Would you be able to turn some of these activities into a learning center?
Oh, definitely. I mean, again, it's ideal for students who are homeschooled. It's great to be used in the classroom, during instruction for each student, with their own copy. Their vocabulary building activities. I created a crossword across and down, so that they have to use the text, use the content of the text and the vocabulary to find answers.
Yeah, because the majority of the work comes from creating activities to aid the student in getting the concept. But it looks like, these activities kind of took a lot of the work that a teacher or whoever's providing the lesson will have to do,
Right.
so they can spend time doing other things.
Yes.
That's outstanding.
Yes. So it's all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
It can be used. Teachers would love this because, again, trying to find other resources to help with instruction,
Right.
and it's all right here.
Yeah.
Of course, there were some more in the subsequent series. I will continue to do that.
Okay.
So in the second book that I will write, it's going to be a series of 4.
All right.
Yes, there will be more. So I wanted to let people know what's available. This book is the setting is based in St. Thomas, and especially for people who have grown up maybe in the Virgin Islands, they moved away like I have. My children came along and have not experienced any of the life living on the island. So they could only depend on what I've shared with them of my childhood. So this kind of captures a little bit of what it's like living on an island.
It is a very beautiful island. I mean, the people are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend everybody, to visit that place.
So that's what we have for you today. I just thought I would talk a little bit about the book, and if you would like to get a copy, like to know when it's released, be sure to indicate in the comment below, so I will let you know when it's available. It will be available at Barnes & Noble and on Amazon, and this will be after the release date, though. It has not been released as yet. So just wanted to give everyone a little heads up and let you know what is coming.
And this will be an ebook too.
It will be available in hardback, softback, or paperback, and also ebook.
All right.
Yes. So that's what we have for you today, and Roland and I will be back and share another nugget or two tomorrow at 5:30.
5:30.
Enjoy your evening.
Be careful. I understand there's supposed to be a lot of snow coming.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed it. All right.
But
Enjoy
not
your
yet.
day. Bye now.